Hey guys, Airgun Angie with Gateway to Airguns. I have the Umarex AirSaber Elite X2. This is an air archery rifle. Let's check it out. This is my next GRiP review. Really quick, I want to say thank you to Gateway to Airguns for making this video possible. Go check them out, guys. www.gatewaytoairguns.org. www.gatewaytoairguns.org. Okay, so the Umarex AirSaber Elite. This is an air rifle, and we're going to go over the aesthetics first. Okay, so this air archery rifle, PCP, is not regulated. It is 42.5 inches long. The barrel length is 21.5 inches. Length of pull 14.5, and total weight 8.7 pounds. So not heavy at all. Now from butt to muzzle, let's go over the aesthetics. We have the rubber butt pad, which is attached to the green polymer ambidextrous stock. It has the textured grip, textured forearm, and it also has accessory rails, 3 of them, 2 on the side and 1 underneath for a bipod. We have the trigger, which is a single stage trigger with the manual safety right on the trigger for absolute convenience. And above that, you'll find the side cocking lever, which it is on the right side and it is going to stay on the right side. And above that is the Picatinny rail where you can mount your included optic. It's an Axion 4x32 archery scope, or whichever optic you prefer is fine. In front of that, you'll find the barrel. Now, it says it's a double barrel, but this is more of what I would call it, okay? It's more like a double shafted barrel. It's a single barrel with 2 shafts in it, so you can load 2 arrows and have a quick follow-up shot. That is super awesome. So below the double shafted barrel, oh, and there also, you see the barrel bands right here. Below the double shafted barrel is the 240cc air cylinder that fills to 4,000 psi. And the fill port is right here at the end. And yes, you need an accessory, the fill probe. It is not a quick connect Foster fitting. So you'll definitely need the fill probe, which it's included. Oh, and this right here, this button back here, that is the barrel selector. So whichever side that it's protruding out of is the side the arrow is going to shoot out of. So, and then on the left side of the gun, there's a little Allen screw right underneath the barrel. That's your degassing screw. And the arrows that it shoots, guys, are these straight flight technology arrows from Umarex, and they are. The arrows by themselves are 276 grain and the field tip is 100 grain, so 376 grain arrows. Okay, so that's aesthetics. Let's move on to operation. So how do you operate this thing? Well, first off, you're going to make sure your safety is engaged. Always, 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 guys. If you're not shooting the gun, if you're not ready to pull the trigger, you make sure that safety is engaged. Next, you need to mount your optic. It does not come with open sights. So an optic is a must, and like I said, it comes with the Axion 4x32 archery scope. You can mount that, or you can choose your own. After you've mounted that, it's time to put air in this bad boy because it's a PCP. So you're going to attach your fill probe to your desired fill source and then insert it into the fill port. And you're going to have to cock the gun, otherwise you're just going to shoot air straight down the barrel. So cock the gun and then the air reservoir will start filling up. Fill it to its max of 4,000 psi. Once you've filled it, insert the arrows onto both shafts. Point it at your target, disengage the safety, and pull the trigger. In order to fire the second arrow, just push the barrel locator over, cock the gun again, aim at your target, disengage the safety, and pull the trigger. Okay, so now on to the good stuff, guys. Performance. The other stuff was good too, but you know we like talking about performance. How does this thing actually perform? Well, before we get to accuracy, velocity, distance, you know I'm going to talk about the trigger pull, and we're going to talk about the noise. Is it backyard friendly? So Umarex claims that this gets a 3-pound trigger pull. And here we go. 2.9 pounds. Mm. 2.45 pounds. So it's a little less than what they claim, which is always nice. And then the sound. Okay, so is it backyard friendly? Well, in the video, guys, you see me wearing my ATN X Sound hearing protection because absolutely not. The dB reading at the muzzle was about 110, give or take a little bit. And then I moved it about 10 yards. I was trying to split the difference between it and the target. I didn't want to pick up the target noise. I just wanted to pick up the gun noise. And it was about 100 to 102 dB. So definitely not backyard friendly. It's a little loud, but it's a big game hunter, so it should be. Okay, now on to the fun stuff, guys. Accuracy, velocity, and distance. I was not paying attention to the barrel selector when I took my first shot, and it was right there in the middle, not pushed to either side, and guess what happened? Okay, Umarex AirSaber Elite. I believe it's already cocked because you have to cock it when you Did you see it? Watch again. Yeah, right. Both arrows. Shoo! I said, oh, that shot low. Obviously, I didn't see the arrow that went high when I was shooting. And then I said the velocity was pretty low too. So that would be why. It shot both arrows at the same time. Be sure that the barrel selector is pushed to one side so that all your air pressure is focused into that one arrow and you get as much velocity as you can with that one shot. Alright, so let's go ahead and still a little high. So at 15 yards, I got it sighted in, and then I moved it out to 25. All right. Oh yeah, just about a bull. Super sweet. One thing to keep in mind is I am so accustomed to shooting lead projectiles. I haven't really dabbled in archery that much.
374.
It's a little high. Going from shooting lead projectiles to a long shaft, a carbon fiber shaft, is a heck of a lot different. So you're not going to get these little, at 25 yards, stack them right on top of each other. 14. Black part of the 14. You may sometimes, but generally that's not the case. That's quite a difference in projectiles.
346.
A little right. Little right, okay. Alright, using different aim points. I don't want to rock arrows. So I'm gonna go for 13, the black in the 13.
$319.
Here, I find 3,000 psi. Switch barrels by pushing that over, cock it, and I'll aim for I'll do the number 3 at the bottom, the black part. Oops. shooting a little right.
317.
So let me move it. Yeah, a little left. I'm gonna go for the center first.
$305.
Still a little right. Let me move it a little left. Okay, now switch barrels. And switch targets as well.
$303.
Guess what? I was moving it the wrong direction. Dark, huh? Here we go. Let's cock it. I'm changing my point of impact, going to the right.
300.
There we go. It's dropping a little bit, but so is the velocity. So this is an air gun that you're gonna really need to get to know. Generally when you're hunting, you're only gonna get the first shot or two. All right, my glasses are fogged up. Hey, I can see again. Sweaty. All right, here we go.
Yeah. 280.
Getting lower and lower. So the velocity has dropped from 374 to 280. And I filled it back up to 4,000 psi so I can get an accurate reading of the velocity for the first shot as well as accuracy for each shot. Most big bore air guns, if you're used to shooting small bore and they're not regulated, you'll know that they have a shot curve. They start out kind of low, then they get higher and higher, they peak out, and then they start dropping. Well, with big bore air rifles, that's not the case at all. You're gonna wind up with, basically I call it a shot dive. You start out really high and you just continue to drop and drop and drop and drop and drop. You really need to get to know this air rifle so you know how many shots you get at that POI before it starts dropping. All right, center bowl. Yep.
357.
Pretty much right there. All right, switch barrels.
$359.
A little to the right. Let me move it a little. Let's go with the top left target. Switch barrels.
$341.
Maybe that was a little much. Very nice.
$329.
Very nice. Center bowl.
$320.
All right, change barrels, pocket, and change point of impact.
$300.
That one dropped a little bit, as well as the velocity. So this one is not regulated, but it doesn't seem to have a shot curve. It seems to have more like a shot dive. So I'm really going to need to watch the air, make sure we don't go below. We are just under 3,000 psi. So we still have a decent amount of air to work with. Just see how the point of impact changes with each shot.
$296. $300.
Okay.
296.
So what I found was the first 10 shots were pretty consistent with the POI, and then they started dropping. Center bowl again. A little low.
280.
Let's switch barrels. Yep.
277.
It's definitely dropping. And we are at about 2,000 PSI.
Oh, yeah. 271.
It is dropping significantly, guys.
266.
Let's see where I'm at. Yep, let me shoot this last one.
258.
Right, I'm going to see how long it'll consistently stay at that distance it's dropped, because it seems pretty consistent. All right. Middle target, middle bowl. Yep.
252.
Oh yeah.
252.
And then shot 11 through 20 were pretty consistently at that same POI, a little lower than the first. I'd say maybe about 2 inches. So all I really needed to do was just adjust with the archery optic. Nope, that was a little much.
244.
A little too much of an adjustment there. Yeah, see?
242.
And there I am on point again. What should I aim at? I'm going to aim at that top one, the top left.
239.
Yeah, let's see where we're at on the air. We are just under 2,000. I'm going to stop right there, guys, but I think that's pretty cool, because I mean, you have the different reticles that you can adjust with on the archery optic, and if you get to know the AirSaber and you know about what shot count it starts dropping, you just make the adjustment on your optic, and it still has enough power to take game. So, but generally when you're hunting, the first couple shots, that's all you're going to need. Okay, I'm going to move the target back. So guys, I shot the first 20 at 25 yards, and then I wanted to see how it shoots at 40. So I brought my archery bag back to 40 yards and I took 5 shots. I did adjust with the reticles. I moved it up 2 reticles at 40 yards and it shot beautifully again. The better you get to know this air rifle, the more effective all 25 shots will be. So guys, let's talk velocity. So Umarex claims 450 feet per second, and I didn't get that. I got 374 feet per second, which is a little bit lower than what they got. I'm not sure why. It says with a 376 grain arrow, which is exactly what I was shooting. I am in South Carolina, which is quite muggy and has been even more muggy than normal lately because we've had a lot of rain. So with my max of 374 feet per second and a 376 grain arrow, I would get 109 foot-pounds of energy. So guys, on to cons and pros. Cons, I didn't get the velocity that Umarex got, about 76 feet per second slower. All right, pros. So let's start with the exterior. It is a pretty slick looking arrow gun. I love the color. The fact that you can mount accessories on here, bipod, flashlight, maybe a colored like green light for hunting hogs and stuff. The fact that it has 2 barrels, I would call it double shafted barrel, where you can load the 2 arrows so you have the quick follow-up shot. The amount of shots that you get from it, 25 guys, that's pretty good. And it is, you can also are allowed pretty consistent accuracy as long as you get to know the gun. Like I said, the first 10 shots pretty consistent POI. Then it dropped about 2 inches, so I just made an adjustment and the next 10 shots were about the same. And at 40 yards, I made another adjustment. The next 5 shots were about the same. I will say the more you get to know this one, the better it will serve you. I would like to take a moment to say thank you to Gateway to Airguns. Thank y'all so much for making these videos possible. If you guys have not checked them out, you really, really should. If you're an air gunner, you like air guns, you like shooting, go check out www.gatewaytoairguns.org. There is something for every air gunner alive. I promise. Guys, I guess that's about it. This is the Umarex AirSaber Elite X2. If you're into aero guns, go check this one out. I'm Airgun Angie with Gateway to Airguns. Y'all don't just have a good day, have an awesome one. See ya.